So a couple of weeks ago, I saw a video about the toughest animal on Earth, and after doing a little bit of research on it, I am now convinced that these tiny, artificial, abnormal-looking bugs are the most important bugs on the planet. According to National Geographic, these bugs, which are called tardigrades, are microscopic, eight-legged animals that have been to outer space and will most likely survive the apocalypse. There are around 1,300 different species of them found around the world. Tardigrades are considered aquatic animals because they require a thin layer of water around their bodies to prevent dehydration. Tardigrades have been observed in all kinds of environments. They have been spotted to live in the deep sea, in volcanoes, and in sand dunes. They are known to be able to live everywhere, but freshwater mosses and lichens are the preferred habitats, hence the nickname moss piglet. Their tolerance in such extreme conditions comes from two very important factors, one of which is cryptobiosis. Cryptobiosis, according to National Geographic, is a state of inactivity triggered by a dry environment. The microanimal retracts its head and limbs, squeezes out all the water in their bodies, rolls up into a little ball, and becomes dormant. When conditions improve, they unfurl themselves and go about their business. When they are in the cryptobiosis state, they actually show no signs of life, but technically are still alive, so they're just sitting there in a ball. Cryptobiosis is great, but it can't really benefit the human technology improvement, as we can't really achieve that state. So we have to look at the other thing, which is called DSUP. According to Uniprot, which is a database for all protein-related information, DSUP, short for damage suppressor, is a protein that can contribute to an organism's extreme tolerance in a harsh environment. DSUP binds to their DNA and protects the DNA from damage coming from the radiation induced by X-ray or the ionizing radiation found in the soil. It can also help treatment with hydrogen peroxide be less harmful. There are even more things that the protein can do. According to a study from the Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory, their methods and tools provide enough evidence that the effects of the DSUP protein can potentially be used to lessen damage during spaceflight. Basically saying with the right tools, it might be possible to not be harmed or injured during spaceflight. According to another research conducted by the University of California, San Diego, they found that DSUP provides an explanation for the ability to protect the DNA in human cells from radiation and hydrogen peroxide. More generally, these results suggest that DSUP protects the tardigrade DNA from radiation under many different diverse conditions. For instance, the DSUP protein may contribute to surviving after extended periods in the anhydrobiotic state, or the state without water. This body of research is basically saying that not only can DSUP lessen damage during spaceflight, but it can also protect the human cells from radiation and hydrogen peroxide. It might also prolong survival in a state without water. DSUP itself, however, also has many mysteries tied with it. According to the same study, further analysis showed that we aren't quite sure about how we can bind the protein to our human cells, but I believe with more research and funding, we will find a way to do so, and it would impact us greatly. These are all the reasons why tardigrades, or water bears, are so important, as just like the plane is modeled after the bird, we might be able to take part of the tardigrade and use it to our advantage, as it will help us ranging from protecting us from radiation to protecting us in space. If we were able to bind the DSUP protein to our DNA, we will be able to survive and stay longer in more extreme and harmful environments and conditions. Thank you.